Yo, how you guys doing this morning? Got a little bit of stuff to cover today. FOMC minutes this week, and then GDP tomorrow. That's gonna be important. But can you guys hear me? Let's see. All right, we are good to go. All right, bet. Let's go right into it. So, looking at the real-time economics for today, I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, but what to watch for today: manufacturing index expected to rise on U.S. home sales. So I don't think anything crazy on here. With that, let's move over to markets this morning. Was this yesterday's? Hold on. I think this might have been yesterday's. There we go. Here's this one. Alright, so what to look for today. So we're looking at Amazon. The Federal Trade Commission won't block Amazon's $3.9 billion purchase of a clinic. Stock rose 0.6% pre-market. Nothing crazy, but the stock that they're buying, the company they're buying, gained about 9%. Baidu jumped about 7% from their earnings. I don't really care about that one. Coinbase, loss per share. Coinbase stock gained 1.1%. Revenue beat expectations while its loss per share was narrower than anticipated. And then CoStar said it wasn't buying the holding company of Realtor.com. Fell 13% pre-market. Jeez. And NVIDIA is announcing earnings after hours today, which is the main thing that I'm looking at, honestly. I'm looking at the NVIDIA. Now let's go into what we got in store for today. I want to see if I get today's. I don't know why I showed you yesterday's, but that is going to be interesting for sure. Let me pull this up for 1 second. It should show for today. Oh yeah, here it is. I don't know why I showed yesterday's. Alright, what we're looking for, like I said, all this stuff. Rising bond yields rattled 2023 stock rally. As you guys can see, the treasury yield is continuing to keep going up. I think the dollar was also going up. We can look at that in a second. Chart in the markets. Everything came down. Yesterday was stupid, honestly, for the markets. I didn't really like anything yesterday. Existing home sales continues to decline. Consumers are changing their spending habits as inflation bites. Walmart and Home Depot are more muted in their outlooks for the rest of the year. As you guys saw, people aren't really spending so much money on electronics and more so on the basics and everything like that, which is a problem for Walmart and Home Depot and Amazon and all these companies, especially Apple as well. So that is that. Let's do this one as well. U.S. home sales fall for a 12th straight month. Starting to come down. So you guys can see right here, existing home sales has been on a decline. Said for the past 12 months now. January sales fell 36.9% from a year earlier. Decline marked the longest streak of back-to-back monthly declines. Existing home sales dropped. Median sales price of existing homes has also dropped. We'll go over this later. Home sales as the basics. Walmart and Home Depot, like I said, caution as shoppers spend more on basics. Corporate profits has dropped. Slow signs, winter. Okay. That's pretty much it for that. Now let's go into what is going on today. So we have FOMC minutes. Remember, this is not the FOMC minutes. This is not the FOMC meeting. This is the FOMC minutes. It's not as important, but it's still important. Anything that with FOMC in it is still important, but this is just the minutes. People think that this is the meeting. It's not the meeting. This is just the minutes. And then we have a speaker at 5:30. I don't care. It's after hours. It's not going to really do anything for us. Everything that will impact us is it's either waiting for the FOMC minutes, and that's it. Something 10 o'clock, it's not really going to do anything. Worth noting, though. But market might wait for the FOMC minutes. I hope not. But we also have GDP tomorrow, so we'll see. Everything else will not impact us. And the earnings today, as you guys saw, Baidu announced earnings before open. Coinbase yesterday after hours. Wix, Fiverr as well this morning. I'm not even looking at those though. The biggest one I'm looking at is honestly after those. So we already had those. Nvidia, Baba, Moderna. That's probably it. The biggest one is probably Nvidia, which is after hours today. And then we have Lucid after hours, Etsy after hours, Unity after hours. Got a little bit after hours. And then tomorrow morning, Baba and Moderna. So I think Thursday should be great. Number one, we have Nvidia earnings after hours today. And then Baba and Moderna. And we have GDP. I think hopefully Thursday will be really nice for us. Should be very volatile. Hopefully. Hopefully that's going to be great. Thursday and Friday for everything. Now, let's go into some stuff that I'm looking at. Let's go into the futures real quick. So we had this buyer zone right here on ES, and right now it's almost perfectly bouncing at that 4,000 area. So you guys can see we have this on the daily time frame. You guys can also see that it is starting to bounce off of our buyer zone. It's pretty nuts. So that's the thing with this market context is you don't want to be looking for puts when we're literally testing the buyer zone for the first time in how long? In a couple of weeks now. So I got to be careful about that. This is why I have this in the first place, because I'm not going to play puts when there's a huge buyer area right here. I want to make sure that there's actual sellers coming in under this buyer zone. Same thing with NQ as well. So you guys saw NQ. We had the zone here for I don't even know how long now, but we came down, we broke under this on the daily, and now we're retesting that, which is pretty weak. But we have, again, this important key level of 12.05525. And we're like right there, right? We're bouncing right at that area. So we have ES bouncing off our buyer zone, and then we have NQ trying to reject that zone right there. But we have an important key level of 12.05525, which it kind of goes backwards, honestly, but we are pretty close to that wall right here. We probably will hopefully go through the zone, showing strength of buyers coming in that zone, which will be fine for calls. And then ES, since it's bouncing off our buyer zone, hopefully will continue. But either way, they're kind of going back and forth, which is weird. NQ trying to reject our zone, and ES is bouncing off our zone. And then we have SPY. So we had this reaction level. We had that 400 level, and then we had this 398.25. Right now it's bouncing perfectly pre-market, which is great. But again, I'm looking at that 398. I want to see if we can get under this reaction area to that 398. We had the zone here. As you guys saw, it kind of rejected already. This thing absolutely fell into here. It's looking pretty weak, but right now futures are up. We also had this buyer zone on SPY. I want to see if this thing holds. Came down, tested at the bottom of the zone is 396.54. So I want to see what it does in this area right here. Right now it's kind of just consolidating. Hopefully we might start coming up again, or hopefully tanking, something. And not just consolidating and just that price action yesterday was terrible. So, but it's also the first day back from the 3-day weekend, so who knows what today is going to be. But again, 401.68 upside. That 396.54 is that downside of our zone right there. I'm looking at that 398. I want to see if I can take 398 into the bottom area of our zone. I know it's not going to happen, but I want to get pretty close to the bottom of that zone. Then Tesla, so 210 never broke on Tesla yet. It looked very nice. That reaction yesterday just gave us a higher confirmation that 210 is looking very nice. As you guys can see right here, that 210 area was very reactive. I think it also reacted pre-market as well. Yeah, it reacted after hours right here. It reacted after hours, and we reacted again. So it's a very nice level, but I'm surprised it got that close and hasn't broken yet. It was very close, but again, it came up way too much, and then we needed a reaction, and then we had a reaction right here. And then next thing you know, that thing just started coming right back down. So we came up. You can't take it like that. It literally came up $3-4 almost by the time it gets to 210. So we needed a reaction. It reacted, and then it just kept going down. So that did not work out whatsoever. And then this 195 potentially, just because it is starting to react pre-market, but I want to see if there's a wall there. I want to see it being reactive there. Again, I want to see an intraday reaction right there, or else I wouldn't take it. I want to see it some sort of reaction there, and a nice aggressive reaction there, just because it's been weird lately, especially just yesterday. Like, this price action is just kind of weird. Like, it really didn't give us any kind of crazy moves. Like, that 210 is what I was looking at. Literally came right back down. Broke out of that 204 area. Came back like 30 cents, 50 cents, which is nothing on a Tuesday. That's like 2%. And then it just, that 200 break as well. That 200 break was weird. If you guys were watching that, it literally, when it broke 200, it came down $1. And I missed this because look how much it came down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was not taking this on the 9th red candle in a row. I wanted to see a reaction. Next thing you know, this thing broke 200, dropped $1, came right back up. Like, that's disgusting. Like, I'm actually pretty, that's, Tesla should be ashamed of that. That's like SPY price action nowadays. And that should not, Tesla should not be doing that. We also had, let's see. We also had the buyer zone right here on Tesla. Ways away, but something to note. If it comes back down in this area right here, we're still about $18 or probably like $20 away. So we're pretty far, but this, we could potentially start to come right back down in the zone and retest this. Hopefully, we'll see, but it's pretty far away. Just something worth noting. NVIDIA. Now, I had a zone here on NVIDIA. We'll go to the 5-minute right here. Actually, we'll go to 1 hour. At this 206 area, unfortunately, like yesterday, stuff keeps breaking pre-market and after hours, especially these important key levels of 206. I was waiting for 206 for so long just for it to break literally after hours, so that kind of sucks. But we made a zone right there. Now, the open of this to the open of this, nice little zone right here. Right now, it's bouncing almost perfectly off that zone. As you guys can see, it's bouncing right here. Started to come up to that 208. So, ES, NVIDIA, everything's bouncing off the zone. The only problem is NQ is kind of rejecting our zone. So, in order for me to play upside, I need to see NQ get above that zone. Just the bottom area of that zone. If we take a look at NQ real quick. I just want to see it get above this 12,156, and then I'll be able to go long. If NQ doesn't get above that 12,156, then I'm not going to be able to go long at all. So I really want to see NQ get above there before I start going long. Puts, I want to be careful of that 12,05525. If I'm playing puts, I got to be sure about this 12,05525. If NQ's in the middle of this range, then that's fine. But if NQ's like down here, I'm not going to be playing puts until I see a clear seller's aggression at this 12,05525. Everything else is in the zone right now. NVIDIA, yeah, NVIDIA is bouncing. Do I have a zone? That 230. Oh, we have a buyer zone here as well. Again, pretty far away, but something worth noting. It's only $10 away, but we're down that 195 area. A lot of buyers in that area, so I want to see if we can retest that eventually. Start swinging it. Honestly, these are very high probability areas. Like, if we test this thing, the chances of us just continue to keep dropping is rare. Like, we could definitely get a bounce off of that for a nice quick swing, but Hopefully we won't have to do that. Hopefully the market really is nice. But HD had earnings yesterday, and now it's at that 395 or 295. That looks nice for a downside move, depending on how the contracts are. I know you guys be trading HD, so that 295 area looks nice for downside. Just a continuation. Walmart, remember yesterday, Walmart earnings. Walmart earnings weren't bad at all. It's just the future outlook of consumer spending. So I was surprised it was that down in the first place, but then it literally recovered. So it came up to that 150 area. I want to see that 150 area. If you're going to play a breakout, that 150 is perfect. Got to be careful about 150.12, but if it breaks 150 with momentum, it's going to break that 150.12. 139 area, 138.69 for the reaction. We were already looking at that yesterday. BABA has earnings tomorrow morning. If you take a look, I only had that one level and it broke after, or pre-market as well. Honestly, BABA doesn't even really look that nice, honestly. Yeah, BABA doesn't even really look that nice. I wouldn't even play that. Moderna. 160 broke yesterday, literally before the market closed, and it dropped like 20 cents, not even. That was just way too slow. So I'm probably not even looking at Moderna. But with earnings on BABA and Moderna, we could get back up to one of our levels, maybe down to this 150, maybe up to that 190 area. Potentially that 180. 180 looks fine as well. So hopefully earnings will make us move in one direction or the other. Remember, NVIDIA earnings today. If we can get down to this buyer zone, which I know is not going to happen, or maybe who knows, but if we get down to this 195, that would be perfect. I want to see if we could just magnet down to there. Because so far, it's been trying to come down to this zone right here, that 195. So I want to see if we get down to there as well. Now, remember the stocks that we were looking at on the watch list? That is disgusting. But I have this 153. This is from so long ago. I haven't looked at this thing in a while. But this had earnings today as well, or last night. Let's go 20 days. See how this 153 is holding up. So that already broke. Came up to that 155. 155 looks great on Baidu if we get continuation of the upside. Downside, that 148 right there. Yeah, that 148 does not look bad at all. Let's go to 1 hour. Yeah, that looks fine, especially if we get a continuation to the downside. So after we start to come down from earnings, that momentum, we could easily hit that 146, like a $2 drop right there. I think that would be nice. 155 and 148. INTC cuts its dividend by, I think, like in half or something like that. And that thing is down to 25.68, around that area right there. Pretty bad for INTC. Kathy Woods buys some AMD as well. You guys can see it's really not doing anything. I don't even trade AMD anyway, but just something to note. They had a long journey. SPY. Like I said, that 398 reaction. If we go to here, we are in the buyer zone right now. 398. So there's a reaction at 398.25, and then that 397.64 if we get back down there. I want to see if we can. I mean, yesterday's sell-off was pretty aggressive. I think it was down 1.8%, something like that. So that's pretty aggressive. We're starting to come down. We could just consolidate today or kind of cool off. People are taking profits. We probably might start coming up a little bit before dropping lower. We can't just keep going and going and going. I would be shocked, but either way, that again, we don't predict. We try to react to this stuff, so this thing could just drop like that. But I want to be cautious here as ES. Everything is in buyer zone right now, but that 398 to the downside is looking nice for SPY. Even though it looks nice, SPY might not react the way that we want it to, like it has been, which has been so weird. We're trying to play that 402 to the downside. And we were talking about this yesterday in the watch list, that 402 area. And it dropped. You guys can see that was a nice drop under that 402. It came all the way down to like 40 cents, which is not a lot, but those contracts moved about like 10%. The only problem is I didn't take it because this thing came down so much already, and I wanted to react at that 402. Next thing you know, this thing slowly breaks under 402. If you guys were watching that, it slowly broke 402 and then just slowly kept going, and then it finally got aggressive after it already broke. So it was like I couldn't really trade that at all. I only traded Tesla yesterday, and Tesla was just on something yesterday. I tried to take the 204, and then I think I made like 2% on that. It was this right here. And then it came down to right at our reaction level, and that's where I started taking some profits. Literally, contracts moved like 2%, not even, but it's a Tuesday, so I don't really know what I was expecting. So it's kind of hard to trade Tesla, 4DT, 5DT, but like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday should be nice for Tesla or start to get nice. So we tried it right there, and then at 203.71 is where I started taking profits. Rest out for break even, so that was not really like anything crazy. And then we didn't take the 200, we took something else. Yeah, we took something. Oh, we played the 206, and then we just got stopped out for break even on that. So yesterday was kind of flat for me, honestly. Yesterday wasn't anything crazy at all. 2 for 2, but they were both just small trades. Coin. Let's see, coin. This thing is just wicked, dude. You guys can see all this just wicks. Look at this. That's like just nasty. That's earnings, by the way, but like does not make it look good for price action wise. And especially like 55, that's so far away, but like look how weird it reacted there. It came down and it still was able to close above that 55. So I'm gonna have to go more recent. Let's see, 1 minute. $59 open. 59. Honestly, I probably would even trade this, even though it is after earnings. Like maybe if you want to take it above just this consolidation area, but then you still have this area. Like if we can get above this high right here, just that 67 area, because it's after, so it's the earnings high right there, and we reacted there yesterday. But let me see if we had any more reactions in this area. So that was a nice breakout of that 67, and then it started rejecting. So 67 doesn't look bad at all. You just want to note a reaction right above here, because this is where it reacted last time it broke out, that 67.9. So you got to be careful about this right here. Reaction at 67.9 area on coin. Most recent price action. Downside. I mean, they're trying to hold 60s. The only problem is this. Like, the only problem is that, because that kind of looks weird. But 60s is trying to hold up pre-market. There's going to be a nice wall because it's a psychological level, and it's holding pre-market and after hours. You could get a nice move there. I would just be very cautious about this 59 area, just this downside area. The close of this, so 59.26. If you are playing it to the downside, you want to be careful about these levels, these reactions. So if you were playing coin, this would, if I was going to play coin, this would be my levels as well. Good morning, good morning. Spy do spy. I think I went over spy. But like this week, it's just been slow so far, even though we're only 1 day in. It's just been slow. I'm really waiting for the market to kind of set up. Now everything's in the buyer zone. So we came down. Everything's back down to the buyer zone. If everything starts bouncing, we're literally playing yesterday's price action. And yesterday's price action was nasty. So I don't know. I have low expectations for today. For now. Like 215 is yesterday's high, but I want to see how it reacted as well. We're in a buyer zone right there. Go back to the video. 215. Go to the 1 hour time frame right here. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Because that looks decent. I want to see what it did there though. Yeah, that's a little weird. It stopped there yesterday's high, but then it's just this price action is so weird at that 215. That reaction was good, but look at a previous price action. Like that again, it came above it, came right back down. Like it doesn't care about this level whatsoever. If I was gonna play it and if there was momentum at that 215, I need to be super careful about this 215.25. But again, I don't even know why we're talking about something that's $10 away. This thing's too far away. The chance of this coming all the way back up to this 215 and still having momentum is pretty slim. I don't think it's going to happen. And even if it does, I probably wouldn't even play because how much it came up. Smash that like button. Yeah, let's see how many likes you guys can get on this live. If you guys want me to keep going live, if you guys want me to do live tomorrow, I need at least 50 likes on this. If you guys get this to 50 likes, I'll be here tomorrow. But I think the most important thing today is that we are bouncing off this buyer zone on ES like almost perfectly. This is very important. Like I'm not gonna go short when we're under this 3998.5 and this is our first test ever. As you guys can see right here, like this is how people get trapped. Like you can't, how do I word it? You can't just, you have to just think for a second. If this is our first test in a high buyer area where there's a high support area, everyone's trying to buy in this area, why would you think on the first test to go puts or to go short? Like, this is why I use market context. This is why we're very consistent, because we look at other stuff besides what we're trading. If we're able to look at market context and we're able to see that ES is under our buyer zone for the first time, right? Number one, we have a wick right here, a wick right here, a wick right here. This is the first test. Do you guys really think, especially after a huge move like that, do you think it's just going to keep continuing like that, especially in our first test of this big buyer area, big support area? Let me know in the chat right now. Would you guys go short on the first test of our buyer zone? How many people would go short on the first test of this buyer zone? If you don't answer, I'm assuming it's a yes. How many people would go into this buyer zone? How many people would get puts into this buyer zone? Not at all. Exactly. It's market context, right? It's all market context. Why would I get puts on the first test? So if I was playing Tesla puts and I see ES or NQ at our buyer zone and I see Tesla kind of holding up in a certain area, in order for me to play puts, it needs to show real seller aggression, because that's exactly how you're going to get faked out. If ES or NQ is at our buyer zone, like it was yesterday where it started to hold up at that 12.156, and you're trying to play puts, you got to be careful, because this is the first test of this 12.156. As you guys can see, it kind of held up at that 12.156, and now it's rejecting that. In order for me to go long, I'm not going to be able to go long until we get above that 12.156. Number one, ES is good for long. We're great for long. ES is looking pretty strong, bouncing off our zone. Now I need to see 12.156 on NQ. If I have 12.156 on NQ, if we're above that area and we're already above that ES buyer zone, that gives us just two confirmations right there. Now we're able to trade how we want to trade. Now we need to make sure that Tesla the thing that we're trading also shows momentum, but market context, we're good to go. Everything market context, we're good to go. As long as NQ is above that 12,156 and ES is still bouncing off our buyer zone, as long as Tesla has momentum for the upside, upside is looking good. Now, I can't play downside if NQ is bouncing at 12,05525. You guys can see right there, it's starting to bounce in that area. I'm not going to play puts when it's bouncing. Same thing with ES right here. I'm not going to play puts when it's bouncing, right? When it's bouncing in this area, it doesn't make sense. I'm not going to play puts when it's bouncing. So this is why it's super important for market context. Tesla would either have to be super weak, or I just wouldn't trade it at all for the downside because it's not that high probability. Now, if everything's going our direction, ES and NQ, and we're getting this Tesla momentum to the downside and everything else looks good for downside, that's when I'm going to hit the button to buy. I'm going to go short. Or if everything's bouncing and NQ is above that 12,156, that's when I'm going to go long. And that's when you'll get the higher probability. Waiting for Friday PCE. No way. Too much untested demand there. Exactly. Way too many buyers here. Number one. Number two, I mean, you just gotta think for a second. If we came down so much already, the chances of us continuing is very slim without a test. Like, we need to have some sort of reaction. We need people to start taking some profits. We came down, people started getting liquidated, buyers started to get into the position, and we had a nice rally into that 40-20. Nice position. There's a reason why the market does what it does. There's a lot of buyers there, and there's not enough sellers there. And the buyers imbalance the sellers. The only way that we're going to be going is going up. If there's more buyers than sellers, we're going up. If there's more sellers than buyers, we're going down. It's not that hard, and once you actually understand that, you'll be a very profitable trader if you actually apply yourself. Time of sales, level 2 are the most important thing. This is why you guys, I don't have any indicators in my chart. You don't need it. All you need is time of sales, level 2, and just market context. This is why I have all these zones. I don't have these zones for show. Like, I don't have these zones just for, zone right here. Like, everything that I have in my chart is what I use. Everything else, though, like, I don't. There's nothing else. Everything on my chart is there for a reason. We also had the seller zone right here. Nice reaction there as well. Again, everything on my chart is for a reason. I don't have anything that I don't use. And if I did, then it's just a waste of space, creates noise, and it should just be deleted. Can I watch you live? When I trade live, it's all in my chat room. But I trade live every morning in my chat room. And we have a pre-market review at 9:10, so in about 20 minutes, where we go over more stuff. Negative, no. That zone on what time frame? On SPY? On the daily, but I made it on the daily, but you have to be careful on, whatever time frame you're on. Like, if you're on the 1 minute and you see it kind of holding up in that area, it's still valid on that 1 minute area. Like, you got to be careful. Like, if it's bouncing here, or finally closed under there and retesting the top of that, that's good for puts right there. But you got to be careful, and this is why you want to look at this on other time frames as well. But I found this on the daily. How to get in your chat room? I think it's in the description of this live video. I'm pretty sure it's in the description here. Anything else you guys are looking at? We got about 10 minutes left. You guys about 9 likes away from that 50. But you got those zones, even if it's yeah, everything I got is from EMAs, and like I actually don't know how people trade off EMAs and lines. Like, I don't know how people are profitable doing that. Like, kudos to y'all if y'all are profitable using EMAs and fibs and this and that, but that's crazy. The way that I trade, I literally make money off market makers. That's exactly how we trade. Like, we figure out where the momentum and where people are really buying it. Like, the institutional traders, where are they buying, where are they selling? Like, you're not going to be able to know that from EMAs and Fibonacci's and whatever. Like, I want to see where the buyers are, where the sellers are, where the big players are, because we're not big players, believe it or not. You know, the people that have millions of dollars trying to get into these positions are the big players. We're literally just riding off of them. That's it. You do QQQ? No. I mean, it's honestly the same thing as NQ. Honestly, like, this is the same thing as NQ. Because NQ also, if you look at NQ, I don't really look at the Qs, but same thing with NQ right here. We're kind of going to this rejection area. So right now this was our support zone. Now it's trying to reject that, but we have an important level of that 12,055.25. That's the most important thing that I'm looking at for today. Number one, 12,156, 12,055.25 for the reactions. And I want to see market context. I want to see if we continue to keep going up for above that 12,156. Playing puts, if it's in the middle of the zone, then I'm fine. But if it gets down to here, like if I'm trying to play puts and NQ is literally right here, I want to be cautious because it's very close to our reaction area of that 12,055.25. RSI told him to get in. ES got that 4006 level. Maybe from, what was that from? From here? Right now, the only thing I'm looking at on ES is just this buyer zone. Like, upside, it could have fun with upside. I don't really got anything on upside besides this right there. So I'm not really even looking. I just want to make sure that ES is bouncing off this zone. That's the only thing that will confirm the upside for ES. But then we also have to confirm the upside with NQ. So if we confirm the upside with NQ, we're good to go. I don't really care about ES. Like, ES is bounced off our zone. That's good for calls. Now we need to make sure NQ also is coming up, because if NQ breaks above that 12,156, ES is going to look good for calls anyway. And then I want to make sure that if we start to get in the zone, I want to be careful about puts. Nike. Y'all be watching the whole S&P 500. Is that 120 area? I haven't traded Nike since I don't even know how long. I remember I was talking yesterday about swinging. Like, we used to swing Chegg. We used to do a whole lot of stuff, and now the market kind of just flipped. But that's the thing. You have to be able to adapt to this type of stuff. Like, the market literally will tell you to adapt, and you need to adapt, and you can't just stay at the one spot the whole time. You need to be able to adapt. Before, when Tesla and Amazon, when they split, I was really heavy on SPY. And now the SPY has been a little weird lately. I've been focusing on other tickers like Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, you know, a bunch of stuff. But the main things I've been looking at now is like Tesla, Nvidia, and SPY instead of just SPY. You got to be able to adapt quick, or else you're just going to get left behind. It's trying to set up that 121, but I doubt that's a nice level, though. Because then we have reactions down here as well. And even 120. Like, this is the thing that sucks about pre-market and after hours lately is, like, all these nice, important key levels, they just break, and they don't care. Like, 206 on Nvidia literally broke after hours yesterday. Did not care whatsoever. And it's just weird. Like, what is that? That is so weird. Like, that's just the stuff that I don't like to mess with. I don't know why. It's been doing that lately, though. But 120 does have some sort of nice reaction area. You want to be careful of that 119.8. But we are starting to come down. You got to be careful about this, though, because we haven't really tested it since then. And it kind of just bounced and came right back down in that area. I would just be careful, honestly, trading Nike. Like, me personally, I probably wouldn't even trade Nike, just because it's just not set up the best. Like, I'm not going to trade something that's like, you know, this is here, this is all right. Like, no, I'm going to trade something that's the best. Like, for example, you can't even make an example of Tesla because it's not even that good. But let's say 190, or let's say 210. Like, if 210's there, Like, that looks amazing. That looks nice. I will 100% trade that 210. It looks amazing. You got to be super confident in it. With Nike, it's like, this is all right. Like, no, that's exactly how you get a less probability of making profits and a higher chance of actually getting stopped out. Like, I just wouldn't trade it. You don't need to trade it. 120 looks all right. If there's not a reaction there, then I just wouldn't trade it. Like, that's just how I am, though. Like, I'm very particular about what I trade. Like, if I am not confident in it, then I won't trade it. And right now, this just doesn't really look that good, honestly. We had this 115 from, I don't even know how old these levels are. Probably from over here. But, yeah, like, it's not giving me the setup that I would like, personally. Only the best setups, exactly. And if it's not the best setup, then I wouldn't take it in the first place. How do we get into your chat room? There literally should be a link in this live. There should already be a link. Am I even able to add links in here? You don't click that? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's right there then. Thanks guys for hitting 50 likes. Oh y'all hit that. This is day 4 in a row. I literally started streaming like last Thursday. Last Thursday when I started streaming for the first time, and then you guys been enjoying it, so I just kept doing it. Best chat room. Yes, Lander, what time frame you draw charts, draw levels on? I tend to gravitate toward that 1 hour, but sometimes, like for example, if the 1 hour doesn't look good, then I'm gonna have to go to other time frames, like a higher time frame or something like that. But I always try and confirm everything on lower time frames as well. Like, you'll see me make the level, and then I'll go to like the 1 minute to confirm. Like, I want to make sure that it actually reacted nice, because you can't expect a nice reaction when there was not a nice reaction there before, right? Like, you can't expect something nice out of something that was never nice in the first place. So that's why I want to make sure that it reacted nice previously on something that I trade. And if it didn't, then it's why you expect it to react nicely again if it never did in the first place. On news days, do you prefer waiting before or after news to take a trade? Because I know sometimes the market is choppy during the news. It depends. Like, if there's a very nice setup, then I'll take it. Like, everything, it doesn't really matter if there's news and the market sets up really nice, then I'll take it. But if usually the market won't set up nice, then I won't take it. But it's not dependent on if the market's waiting. It's just depending on if there's a nice setup, I'll take it. If there's not a nice setup, then I won't take it. Now, if it's during news, I'm definitely not going to take it. Like, if it's 10 o'clock and the news is coming out, I'm not going to be trading during that. But, and FOMC as well. I'll wait until after FOMC is over to catch a nice momentum move in either direction. But if there's a nice setup, I'll take it. If the market wants to wait, then it waits, and I won't be able to take anything. So it's literally just about reacting to what you see. Are you bullish on SPY? Right now, yes, it is in our buyer zone. All right, we bounced off of that pretty hard this morning at 6 o'clock. We kind of bounced off of that pretty hard. So as long as we continue to keep bouncing off of that, but we are pretty extended from this bounce, we could get a retest here, or we can continue higher. The only problem is NQ right now. NQ is at our reaction area right here. This is where people are gonna go short right here and stuff like that. So if we get a retest and we get above that 12,156, then I'm gonna be good for calls, right? I'm gonna be good for long. For puts, I'm fine with ES coming right back down into that zone and NQ coming back down to here. But as soon as NQ is down to right here, I'm gonna be careful about going short, and I'm gonna be careful about getting puts, just because it's 12,05525. Like, we could definitely bounce just like we did last time. This is a very high probability support area. I want to be careful about going puts here, and I want to be careful about going long if this thing is starting to reject, just like this. You don't want to get faked out. We had this here already, and we want to make sure that this reacts, right? Or this is able to break out with buyers. This is why we need this on our chart before it reacts there, not after. Right? We had this before this area right there, even though we didn't trade this or anything because it's 7 o'clock in the morning. But this was very nice for yesterday. Once we were able to break out of the zone, it came down, came right back in our zone, literally chopped around the zone. But this is why we need this area right here, because we know there's a lot of support. It doesn't have to be exact, but it's like a $6 away, and that started coming right back up, bounce again. A lot of choppiness in the bottom of that zone. And as soon as this thing started rejecting the bottom of that zone, we started coming down. Like, this is where I would start getting puts. Like, if Tesla is breaking out of that 200 level, and I see NQ also started rejecting this 12156, that's when I would start getting puts. I wouldn't go long here. That's crazy. I would start getting puts, and it's just for market context. Same thing here. I wouldn't go long if NQ is right at the zone. Unless this thing really starts showing some sort of buying momentum, I wouldn't go long yet. So I would just wait. If you guys want more of the secret sauce, come join the Discord, fam. Get the money and knowledge with us. Yes, I gotta go to the Discord in 7 minutes. But yeah, people have been asking me where I trade live. I thought I made it very clear in my YouTube descriptions, but I guess not. Tesla. What else you guys looking at for the day before we wrap this thing up? I would just be careful today. FOMC minutes and GDP, bro. It's just, it kind of sucks. This week has been, even though it's literally only been one day, like Tuesdays, it's just been so, I don't know, slow. Nothing's really setting up crazy. I need to get an ASAP line or run a special, bro. I haven't ran a discount or anything like that in like a year. I don't really do that anymore. Like, there's no point. Like, there's so much value in there that it's like, it's already a deal. Chat room special. You ever look at VX to help with spy plays? Thank you for bringing that up. Even though it has nothing to do with VX, but we were looking at the dollar earlier. But no, I don't look at anything else. Like NQ and ES, it's like all I need. I don't know why it's not working. Maybe a dash. Why is it not working today? It's definitely not dash. So, all right, maybe it's not working. I wanted to look at this today, but I guess not. It's crazy. All right. There goes that. But yeah, the dollar was pretty strong yesterday, which made the market come down. And treasury yields are starting to come up as well. Home sales been falling, so not really looking good for the market. But we are in this buyer zone, so this is the only hope for the market. But raise the price. Man, Donnie. How much to join? It's all in that website right that I sent. Y'all are making it sound like an infomercial. I'm just trying to figure out what to trade for today. That's all I'm trying to figure out, because this market has been terrible this week. It's even though it's only Wednesday, but you got to have like a future mindset. And right now, the future of this week is not looking good besides Thursday. I can't wait to trade tomorrow. Tuesday and Wednesday, it looks pretty slow. Thursday, with GDP and NVIDIA earnings and Moderna earnings, BABA earnings, FOMC minutes today, like I think Thursday and Friday should give us some sort of great moves. And if it doesn't, then the market is just down bad. But nah, this should definitely give us nice moves. It might give us a nice move today. Who knows? I'm not really trying to predict here. I'm just reacting. Right now, ES is reacting there, so we'll see. Like right now, you guys can clearly see that it's just an area right here from yesterday. See if we get above there as well. But we did have a nasty sell-off yesterday. My long-term definitely felt that yesterday for sure. Feels like today will be choppy until FOMC minutes. Yeah. Unfortunately, we hopefully will be able to catch a nice move though somewhere. Hopefully. Like, the only problem is we're literally testing yesterday's price action. we're literally back to where we started yesterday. And yesterday's price action was terrible. So if we go back in that area where it was terrible, then it's like, can't really expect a nice move then. Yeah, I'm curious about NVIDIA earnings as well. And did AMD ever announce earnings yet? AMD earnings. Or anything like that? No, it didn't. What did it? No. March. Yeah, so I have no clue. Who knows for NVIDIA, but we'll find out today after hours. Anyone have any last minute questions? Anything else you guys are looking at? Not a lot of news today, like that we looked at. There is a lot of upcoming news, but not anything like crazy worth mentioning at all. Like Baidu is up because of earnings. But that's about it. After you doing these, I don't know, honestly. As long as people join, like, I'll keep doing it, but I mean, so far, I've been doing it every day. Thursday, Friday, Tuesday. Thursday, Friday, Tuesday? And then today. Yeah, so Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, and today. Monday, we were off. I mean, do you guys like these? Like, you guys want me to keep doing them? Yeah. You guys did get the 62 likes, so I gotta be here for tomorrow. Yeah. I enjoy them. It's so crazy that you guys have like a low key, like a 3-second delay or something like that. I enjoy them. Is there anything you guys want to see different? Like hat collection, please? I got some right here. I have. You guys think I'm playing with these hats? Someone thinks I dress like an idiot. But I got those, and I got some over there too. Love seeing the collection. I'm glad some people are cultured. Some people hate on the fitteds. Yeah, that's fire, bro. Like, let me be me. Like, you don't gotta watch my stuff. Just don't watch it then. You know, that's me. Like, I love wearing fitted hats. Especially in the morning. Like, my hair is not really, I don't really do anything to my hair in the morning, so. Yeah, do me. Sock collection? No, that's crazy. Winter suit collection? Over here. I'll do that tomorrow. My main ones, like, when I wear it out, I literally wear Yeezys, but I have a bunch of Jordans. I don't really wear them, though, honestly. I just like to be comfortable when I'm walking out. You don't like to curve the brim a little bit? Let's curve a little bit. Overall, we don't really curve them a little, like by a little bit. Like, this is a little bit curved, but not around here. Chick collection? Oh, that's crazy. What state you in? Now we getting federal. United States. My girl hates that I wear my man. My girl hates that I wear my man bun. Oh, man bun. I mean, you do you. If she don't like the way that you're looking right now, then maybe she's not the one. You down to earth, bro? I appreciate that. I don't know. I don't like to be fake. Like, you know, the people out there are like, oh, this and this and that. Like, I'm gonna do me. Like, I'm not trying to please anyone. It's from Puerto Rico. Yeah, I'm from Puerto Rico. Free Andrew Tate. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Land a height reveal right now? Fess up? Oh, my gosh. With Jordan 1s, I can get pretty high. That's the only time we're wearing those things out. What's the play you're looking at for today? Tesla, NVIDIA, SPY, just market context with ES and NQ. The main things, though, I'm looking at is like that 398 on SPY, that 195 on Tesla, 210 on Tesla. It's pretty far away, though. NVIDIA, 202. We're in the zone right now, though. You want to be careful about 5-8. Yeah, my house. We're in the buyer zone right now on ES, so we want to be careful about that. NQ, we're starting to react at the zone right here, which is going to be a problem, but it looks like it's trying to come up right now. So we'll see. Stock Method University, ironically, I don't like him. Ironically, I don't like him, but she does. Oh, yeah. Oh, you don't like Andrew Tate, but she does. Oh, yeah. You guys, she was dropped on her head. Oh my gosh. What do you think about trading SPY, consolidation, and retest? Someone in the my guy in the chat room, he started doing that actually yesterday. It worked out. Like he was let me see if I get an example. He traded like the break and retest. I think it was like right here. It's like it was like this area right here, and there was like a zone from down to here, and then he played the breakout, or he didn't play the breakout. He waited for the breakout, and then he played the retest. Like he got puts right there, just a break and retest. It's up to you. It depends on like what your trading strategy is, but I'm always like momentum breakouts, most profitable, most probability trading. The way that I like to trade, that's the best. You know, just high probability momentum breakouts. That's just how I trade. But everyone has their own kind of differences though. Like it's literally up to you on what you want to do. Because this will be less probability, but it still will be rewarding. Like you don't need a 90% win rate to be profitable. All you need is a 51% win rate and a 1-to-1 risk to reward. Now it's just a matter of how profitable do you want to be. I want to do both. I know how slow market news days are, and there is so much shop. Yeah, a lot of people are kind of like switching it up a little bit. Just because it has been slow, like they'll try and figure out a strategy for like a slow day. It's just like if it's slow though, for me, I just wouldn't trade it. Like I'm not really trying to force anything, but it is also great to be versed in different strategies as well. Like if it's essentially the same thing, except instead of the momentum breakout, you're just waiting for it to kind of slow down at our level right there. So that's pretty much, it's basically the same thing though, just a different approach. That's exactly how I traded, took my 11% gain and ran. Yeah. Vegas here. No way. 2 for 2 on the day. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up in a minute. Played that with Vegas. Yeah, that was nice. I think he hit what, like, I think 30%? I could definitely be wrong, but is the same. It's all about the effort is the same. The ability to be able to do that is the hardest thing. It's literally the same exact trades you'd be taking. The only problem, like if you make it that simple, is it's not. Like it's so much harder to be able to control your own emotions, be able to even trade with $10,000 or make $10,000. Like it's very hard to be able to do that. Like the way that I trade is very risk off, just because this is exactly how I was able to run up my account to be able to trade how I'm trading right now. It's just I'm a very risk off person. Like the only way that I'm trading is it's very high probability. A lot of other people, you know, they'll trade like this breakout right here, this breakout right here. It's like I'm a very high probability type of person, very risk off. Like if I'm gonna take it, it gotta be 100%. I'm 100% confident in it, because you can't guarantee success. You know, you might break even, you might take a loss, but the way that I trade, very high probability, and that's just the way that I trade. Your favorite trading books? None. I don't really like trading books. Trading books won't really help you, honestly. Maybe psychology ones, but learning how to trade, a book's not going to help you. Like your experiences and just taking action will. A lot of people will substitute just reading a book for actually taking action, and they'll never take action. Like I don't think a trading book is going to tell you exactly what you need to hear. I think people just read the trading books and it just doesn't work. I'm not really into trading books, honestly. I just learn from my own mistakes, my own experiences, and just progress from there. Like a trading book's not going to tell me the mistakes that I made today. And that's literally what I need to hear, my mistakes for today. It's hard, but I'm saying, like, when you think about it, it's like it's the same trade, just a bigger size, but yes, it's hard. Yeah, like, it's the same thing, but you can't really make it that simple. Like, it's really, it is, like, you could just add a 0 to your quantity, but the emotional aspect of it, it's very hard to be able to maintain that. It takes a while. Like, you have to become a very unemotional person. Like, trading will take away your emotions, honestly. Like, I definitely would say, I mean, maybe not for my lives, like, you know, when a trade goes in our direction, we're going crazy, but I feel like trading definitely eliminates some of your emotions for sure, like, outside of trading. Do you even sell premium or only buy options with your trading? No, I don't sell premium. I used to do that for long term. Not anymore, though. It's not even worth it for me. Because, like, if I didn't trade options, then that's something I would do. But if I'm already trading options, it's like, I don't really feel like dealing with that. Make a few extra $100. Like, it's just not worth it. If I was not trading, though, I would definitely do that. But since I'm already trading, it's just like, it's just not worth it. But I used to do that. Cash secured puts, covered calls. But that is the live this morning. I'm about to go to my chat. I'll see you guys. Again, I live trade in the chat. I literally put the link above there so you guys are able to figure it out. But I'm about to join right now. I can't believe Vegas is in there. Peace. Yeah, 70 likes. Alright, so I'll be here tomorrow. Make sure you guys are here. 8 o'clock in the morning. Starts at around 8:15, 8:10. So I'll see you guys then. Peace.